Oh, hey, we got the go.
We have the go.
I guess it's time to go back to normal Eric.
We have to go back, Kate. We have to go back.
We have to go back. We have to go back, Monty.
I don't look. Honestly, the last interview of the day, you guys can be as casual as you want.
Oh,
Casual. Then I'm just gonna.
The only thing I ask is when you do the Youmacon promo, keep that up on the up and up. Everything else,
yeah.
You guys just interact and have fun.
Awesome. This is literally, it's my opportunity to learn more about you, other than just the name that is infamously thrown around.
I know.
So
I lied. Introduce him, then be casual.
Oh, all right. He lied.
I know.
All right.
I can't believe him.
Formatting. Sorry.
God.
All right. And we're good whenever?
Do a professional intro, Youmacon, and a professional outro, everything in between. Fine.
Awesome. What's good, Internet? I'm Eric Marchel, and we are here live in downtown Detroit, Michigan, celebrating Youmacon's 15th anniversary. And my guest at this time, he is the most elusive man. So elusive, Facebook has not been able to find him since 2014 in December.
What?
A man who was once putting the dough in Nintendo in 2010's Nintendo on Newgrounds. A man who once worked in Applebee's. Kroze, what the hell do you do?
Wait,
why are you here?
What? Applebee's?
Yes, Applebee's. I checked your IMDb. It says Nintendo. That's the only thing on it. I checked your Facebook. Your last post was about winning an Xbox in 2014. And then it said, used to work at Applebee's as your last job.
What? I've never worked at Applebee's. I don't know why it says that. People have actually asked me, like, oh, how was it working at Applebee's, Kroze? I'm like, I have never done that. I have no clue who tagged me in Applebee's. I have no clue why they tagged me in Applebee's. I have never worked food service. I don't know why anyone would want me to prepare them a meal. I mean, would you trust me to prepare you a meal?
After you put on a hairnet, probably, yeah.
These locks need to flow, man. Because you can't keep these locks under lock. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
He's talking Halo 5. Locke was one of the Spartans. I get where you're going.
We're down.
Yeah. So you're also a voice actor.
I am. Yeah.
You've helped perform for charity for Desert Bus.
Yeah.
Let's lead off with that. The charity.
Yeah, I used to do an event I was part of called Desert Bus for Hope with my friends, Load and Ready to Run, a sketch comedy group who have done amazing sketch comedy videos online since way back in the day of 2003, way before YouTube. And they were like, we want to do something to raise money for children's charity. And this way before, everyone's doing internet charity streams and marathons nowadays. It's crazy. But back then, no one was. So they were like, okay, how can we get people to donate on the internet for, a good cause? What does the internet like? Well, cats and seeing people suffer.
Also good.
Yeah.
Nutshot videos, amazing.
Right.
I'll watch them all day, compilation.
Exactly. That it's funny because they did a nutshot video as a fake thing and managed to go viral with it.
Oh.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
It's nuts. I like what you did there.
Yeah. Thank you. But basically, they found this game, Penn and Teller's Desert Bus, part of the minigame collection for Penn Teller. Penn and Teller's Smoke and Mirrors for the Sega CD. And this minigame, Desert Bus, you're driving through the desert from Tucson, Arizona to Las Vegas and back in real time. Your bus constantly drifts off to the left of the road, so you can't just hold the gas the entire time, even though it's a straight road, because your bus will constantly drift. And if your bus goes off the road, it will stall and overheat, and you will have to get towed back to the last city you were at in real time.
Oh no.
So the idea was that we would have to play this horrible, horrible game as long as people kept donating. The drivers were taking 24-hour shifts. So we wouldn't play forever. Each of the milestones to get to the next hour kept increasing by 7%. So it'd get incrementally, bigger and bigger to a point where we all assumed that people wouldn't be able to push us like more than 3 days or 4 days. Now the event goes on for almost over a week because
you messed up.
It's nuts. And a lot of good things come from it. The Child's Play charity is what we donate to. Okay. And the other cool thing is people can donate for challenges to make us sing songs, wear more hats on our heads, drive the bus upside down, or just being goofballs.
Can you imagine keg standing while doing Desert Bus?
Well, since it's for the children, we need to be very, very careful with
what we
do.
For the children.
But another thing that's cool is that companies have gotten involved because everyone started loving the stream. Penn and Teller started coming in and donating. Penn and Teller
awesome.
ordered us a whole load of sandwiches one year because they felt sorry for us. But then because they wanted to torture us more, they donated 10 grand to make us keep going longer.
So what was the amount of donations needed to keep playing? It was just every donation, or was there a set mark?
It was, so every time we hit the next hour, it would go up 7% to reach the next hour.
Okay.
So it would start out at 7 cents, and then the next one would go to 14 cents, and it would completely go up 7% each time until when you hit the almost 7-day mark, it's several hundred thousand just to get to that next hour there. So, and pretty much it's not just done by one donation, it's everyone pools their money in and it goes up as soon as you hit that next donation mark of the allotted amount to hit that next hour. But yeah, no, it was fun. Felicia Diaz called in, Will Beaton called in. Wizards of the Coast have been a big supporter. They've donated full uncut sheets of Magic the Gathering cards. Yeah, those are completely impossible to get. And that actually led them, Load and Ready Run, into doing videos for Wizards of the Coast called Friday Nights, sketch comedy series that they've done over the past 2.5 years. I've sadly not been able to go up in the past like 3 or 4 years.
So it is still going on.
It
It's
is
a charity
still going.
that still runs.
Oh, we've raised so far over, I think, 3 million right now. Yeah, I believe
That's from me to you.
Yes,
Congratulations.
I might be wrong. This is like.
Well,
my
even
brain's
if
dead.
you're off by like 0.5, that's still.
Yeah, no, we've raised over 1 million, and it's crazy how it just keeps going, and people are just so charitable, but also they want to see us suffer.
Of course. And speaking of, I have actually looked into a few of those, and they have you singing the Power Rangers theme in one of them.
Oh,
so you love to sing, and you also love the Power Rangers.
Oh,
So
yes.
Let's go into
Yes.
that a little bit.
Yeah, no, Power Rangers was a big thing for me back in the day. I was a kid of the 90s, so I mean,
Of course.
who wouldn't love its morphin' time, you know?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, that's where it was
Exactly. I was all into that kind of live action, kind of epic drama series, because you wouldn't get that anywhere else. A lot of it was just kids' cartoons, and Power Rangers kind of changed the game there. And it affected me so well, and I've become so obsessed with it. Basically, back during my 13th birthday, my cousin was the vice president of Fox 5 Network up in New York City.
Connections.
Yeah, right? And because Saban was getting Fox Networks to fund the show for its syndication and everything during its first 3 seasons, Fox executives had a lot of say in the matter of what went down on the show. And in one case, for my 13th birthday, my cousin flew me out to LA, and he didn't tell me what was going on, and it was me and my best friend Jeff went to the sound studio, the sound stage, and entered, and I'm in the freaking juice bar from Power Rangers, Ernie's Juice Bar, and I find out he signed me up to be an extra at the juice bar on Power Rangers.
So you could say you were in Power Rangers, and that was season 2.
That was
correct?
season 2, early season 2. During the earthquake episodes, you could see me at the stage right-hand side of the juice bar playing a Game Boy, which, might I say, I had just got an original brick Game Boy, a gray.
I took that on so many road trips.
Oh yeah, and
No backlighting. All
exactly.
design.
But it was great on that set because you had all those lights shining down. You could easily play it, and because you're supposed to act natural as an extra and stuff, they said, oh, just be natural and whatnot. So like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and start playing this new game I got, Super Mario Land. I beat Super Mario Land that day on the set of Power Rangers.
I remember road trips just waiting for a light to go by so I could see what was going on in Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. And then since then, Power Rangers continued to be really a big part of my life. I started doing a lot of stuff with my geeky comedy band I was in, Random Gibberish. We even did a Power Rangers rock opera going over all of season 1 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And we had people like Walter Jones, the original Zack the Black Ranger, Hip Hop Keto, join us at San Diego Comic-Con for a whole thing. We became friends with Paulie, who was Bulk, and Jason Narby, who was Skull, who's now a doctor.
Yeah,
Skull is now a doctor of film.
He's a professor,
He's
right?
a professor of film.
Yeah.
It's just like, I would never imagine that in a million years. And yet, I'm still enraptured within Power Rangers. I still watch it to this day. I'm so happy Beast Morphers is so good. We're again, ever since Hasbro bought it, it's been so good, and I'm happy. I've actually auditioned for a couple of the monster voices.
Well, all right, I hope you get them.
Yeah, me too.
But speaking of auditioning for Monster Voices, you've also worked with Pokemon.
I have, yes.
As Monster Voices.
Well, not Monster Voice, as trainer.
Oh, as a trainer.
Yes,
That's right.
yes.
You got beat up by Ass Ketchum.
That's what I wish he was.
Hold on. One moment. Ass Ketchum. Gotta smack them all.
Hey, I hear these are shits.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
No, this is
we'll
great.
compose. We'll compose. All right.
Dead babies.
Oh,
Dead
all
babies.
right. All right. Let me just wipe these tears from my eyes. All right. So that's right. You did some monster voices for Pokemon. You were a trainer in. One moment.
I'm not editing.
This is not a blooper reel. This is great.
No, I was a Digimon.
Oh, he was the Agumon.
Unfortunately for you, Youmacon rebels every time something like this happens to Kroze, so I don't even have to edit it.
No, this is.
Yeah, but now look at me.
Whoops.
I'm gonna go viral for the. But no, that's the right reason. Ass Ketchum. Smack him. All right, so.
You done with your shits and giggles with Ask?
Yeah, we're.
Trainer voices.
Trainer voices.
Oh, that almost cracked.
Okay.
So you speaking of auditioning for roles, one that you got was in Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
You were a Pokemon trainer who got stomped by Ash Ketchum.
Yes, I was.
And but you gotta feel a little validated. Now he's the champion, but.
I don't know. That's a scrub win he got. I'm sorry. The Alolan League is a freaking scrub win. And I like to say that if my Pokemon trainer had a name, he would become the biggest name in the Pokemon world.
What would his name be? Jet Brody.
He played soccer, so like.
Oh, he used a soccer.
He kicked a soccer ball and kind of was a soccer player. He was actually voiced. That character was voiced by a different World Cup person in every other territory except the U.S.
Oh, that's funny.
And instead in the U.S., they're like, man, let's throw Kroze in.
athlete, extra, athlete. It's,
Yeah.
no, but congratulations, it's big. It's more roles than I've ever had.
And I've
So-
done there's Walla in the background. Walla is basically when you have a bunch of people talking in the background. You just need that background noise.
background chatter,
and
like,
you just talk
Rumble,
about
rumble,
random things. Yeah. So what's going on? How's your day, man? Good things are happening here. I'm just completely violating this Pokemon. Don't worry
Oh
about
my
it.
goodness.
Look away.
No,
Nothing to
Chelsea,
see
no,
here.
no.
Nothing
Four
to
kids
see.
got a
Yeah.
hold of it. No, it's gone. But yeah, awesome. So
I've done that for I think the past 4-ish years and stuff. I work with Lisa Ortiz, great voice actress. She's amazing.
I've had a chance to meet her.
Yes.
Very, very sweet
She is
individual.
wonderful. She voice directs Pokemon and so great, so great. But yeah, no, that's always a fun time.
Yeah, and as far as I know, I'll call back to songs. You're actually in the middle of a Zelda. You do a lot of comedy music.
I do.
You're
Yes.
in a Zelda Alba.
A Jessica Alba?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to be in the middle of a Jessica Alba.
a Zelda album is about to come out.
Yeah.
And you're going to be featured.
We are, my band, I've had many bands over the years, one being Random Gibberish, who wrote an amazing theme song for a certain convention. I don't know what convention this could be, but I mean, if we wrote a theme song for it, then it would have to be a really good convention.
It would. Wouldn't that you would come back year to year just to have memorable moments?
Exactly. Almost like 11 years in a row coming back to the same convention. But I don't know what kind of convention that could be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. The world may never know. It's right here. It's right here, Youmacon guys. We've been here. This is the 15th anniversary. If you haven't been to a Youmacon, there's no excuse. Okay, I understand if you're across country.
Yeah,
That's a trip. That's a trip. No, there is no excuse. There is no excuse. You need to come down to Youmacon. I demand it. Hypnotoad demands it. Put up Hypnotoad.
Can we have Hypno Kroze?
Hypno Kroze, go! I choose you! You will go to Youmacon.
But yes, back to the
Zelda.
Yeah,
Zelda.
So pretty much, me and my friend who started this geeky comedy band, Random Gibberish, one day him and I were obsessed with the Zelda timeline. We loved Zelda games, and it was a great puzzle to figure out what the Zelda timeline was. And this was before Nintendo put out their official timeline.
Which still is wrong.
Yeah,
It's still
right?
wrong.
So when we were back in our old comedy band, we would annoy our third member with talk of the Zelda timeline. We went to this taco place, and we were going on for like 30, 40 minutes while we were waiting for our table. Our friend leaves and comes back and still hears us talking about this stuff. It was, oh my god, it's been 50 minutes and you guys are still going on about this.
We're passionate.
What the heck? And Hatch and I just looked to each other with giant grins on our faces because I don't know if you can tell this about me, but I just might be a tad bit of a giant troll. I can't prove that, but you know.
I can, but unfortunately the footage got bled out by a rave where you were playing Who's That Pokemon and you literally chose Jigglypuff from above.
Yes,
you
I did.
literally did this.
That's true, I did. But so, we turned to our friend and go, what's your take on the Zelda timeline, Matt? Does Ocarina of Time come before or after the Oracle games because of this character, this character? Matt just gets so pissed off, he walks away angrily. And so for the rest of the night, we keep bringing up the Zelda timeline and asking him questions, and he just goes off. Then we had a radio show for like several years on a station called 918 The Fan, great station. And the whole idea behind this radio show was we were to call up our friend Matt every weekend night to ask him about the Zelda timeline. It doesn't matter if he was in the middle of a date, at work,
Funeral.
having sex, which we got twice.
Oh, wow. Congrats, dude.
I know,
Congrats.
right? So it got to a point where he stopped answering the phone on Saturday nights from 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. Or sorry, 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. on the West Coast. He thought he outsmarted us. So, for my other friend had another show on, and we worked with a voice actor named Josh Keaton. Great guy, he's awesome, voice of Hercules, or young Hercules from Disney's Hercules film.
Okay.
Spectacular Spider-Man. He's now, he was on Transformers Prime as the main kid on there. Great guy, and he was involved in writing a musical with us. So they were interviewing him on this station when I jumped in with Hatch to troll Josh because he was Aquaman in our song. And then we got Josh to call up Matt while he was at work, and because Matt always picks up for Josh Keaton. Completely out of the blue, Matt has no clue what's going on. We do this live on air. Josh asks them about the Zelda timeline, and Matt just goes silent for 5 seconds. And he goes, "You're talking with Kroze and Hatch right now, aren't you?" And we all bust down laughing. Like, let me tell you about the Zelda timeline, Hatch. Or let me tell you about the Zelda timeline, Josh. I hate Kroze and I hate Hatch. Call me later. Like all great trilogies, they have to come in threes, right?
Of course.
So because we're in a trio, a geeky comedy band together, we're like, okay, how can we top ourselves from that? Because that's already a pretty high plateau to go to. But no, there was a greater mountain peak to climb, and we were up for the challenge.
He's got his cleats on. He's got his little hammer, his little thingy. And he's just pounding. He's pounding away.
We got the Triforce of Wisdom. We got the Triforce of Courage. Now we're going for that Triforce of Power.
Even
baby.
better.
So we decide we're going to try to make a whole Zelda song with a ton of references. And since Matt had not played any Zelda games, try to see if we could sneak it past him. That one song then turned into 16 different songs, one for each game, about a specific thing, and seeing how many we could get past Matt before he realized that these songs were about something. We got 8 songs in, and when we hit a secret to everybody, Matt was like, wait a second, this has to be a reference to something, and he looks up a secret to everybody online, and of course what appears, the Zelda gift.
So I'm assuming he goes back and looks at all the other songs as well.
And he realizes we just did the Zelda album in 2 weeks. A demo recording and stuff. Now granted, we all went our separate ways, but Hatch and I decided to come back together and finally finish this Zelda album. Granted, a few more Zelda games have come out since then. But our new band, Medora, which is named after the Book of Medora from Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, which is meant to be the Book of Secrets. Who is Medora? Well, the idea is that we are. And all the songs are in the correct timeline order. So
That's fantastic. And
Yeah.
if they wanted to look more into this album, where could they find that?
You can actually find Survivors of the PC on Bandcamp. Survivors of the PC is our other musical project. We have a lot of songs about anime, we have a lot of songs about video games. We wrote a song for Twitch Plays Pokemon called Overcome the Ledge.
Oh no, yeah. The infamous Ledge.
Right?
And then didn't they also released very important Pokemon during that? I've only heard stories. I wasn't unfortunately unaware of it while it was going on, but I know of the Ledge story and I know of them. Who did they release? Was it Zapdos?
Battery Jesus did stay part of the party. But there was the great reckoning of releasing Pokemon for the PC. That is why the band ended up being named Survivors of the PC.
Okay.
From that. And
Praise Helix.
Yes, definitely Praise Helix. Well, Praise Dome in my opinion, but
okay. He was cooler.
Yeah. So we did this kind of We Are the World style song, which we involved multiple other voice actors in Corinne Sudberg, Megami 33, Meredith Sims, who's a big voice in the pony community, Lisa Ortiz, John St. John. I was just like, I'm gonna throw everyone I know in this for this great We Are the World style number to overcome the ledge. And from that, we kind of kept going together, Hatch, me, and another musician named Bosch, to do songs. We have a song about why shonen animes never seem to end from the perspective of the main character who has to keep going through all these journeys. We have a song about filler episodes. I mean, who doesn't love
beach
filler
episode?
That should be our next song.
You should do it in the style of the Beach Boys.
Oh yeah. Well, we do have a kind of funky beach song called Cat College, about cats going to college. Yeah, I know. We're crazy like
What about
that.
dogs going to heaven?
All dogs go to heaven?
Not all.
Oh, not all?
Pugs don't belong in heaven. Those faces. I'm sorry.
Dog on it.
I'm sorry. But so Kroze.
Yes.
Moving on, continuing on. You're also doing some work with Level 99 Games.
Yeah, a board game, card game company. Speaking about music, we're teaming up with them to do a whole album for their game Millennium Blades, which is meant to be a kind of parody of the whole Yu-Gi-Oh phenomenon, especially the anime, because this game, you play as an anime character playing through a whole card game thing from its birth through multiple tournaments. So
it starts out a broken mess of a game, and then
more sets get added on as you play. You play through 3 tournaments, and you try to build rank in tournament points. And not only can you win points by winning tournaments, but also you can assemble collections and stuff, and like try to trade with other players and whatnot.
Okay.
It's a great game. It's so fun. But basically, there's a real-time phase where you're buying something and trading the cards with the other players. And then there's also the turn-based phase, which is the structured tournaments. And there needs to be a way to time these timed phases. And I pitched to this company, Level 99, what if we did a throwback to, the old school To Be a Master CD, or the Yu-Gi-Oh! Music to Duel By, complete with cheesy songs, amazing, rocking guitar riffs and whatnot. And they're like, let's do that. And so right now we're putting together an entire CD where it's still in the kind of conceptualizing process. But yeah, I'm also doing voice acting for them for their upcoming board game versions coming to PC and phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Kroze, if we wanted to learn more on where to find you, what cons you'll be going to in the future, where could we?
Not Facebook.
Not Facebook. We won't be looking on Facebook because you're very elusive to Facebook.
I'm very elusive everywhere. I'm like
We've established that, but if we wanted to kind of pry behind the curtain, where could we find more about where you're going?
Well, honestly, just Google search KROZE. You could find whatever I'm working on next when you normally search that. You could go through things. But another way to keep looking at the Survivors of the PC page on Bandcamp. That's always a good place. As well as 918 The Fan, I tend to pop up there from time to time to promote and do shows on there as well. So
okay, well,
yes.
Kroze, thank you very much, and thank you for coming to Youmacon. It's been a pleasure.
Gladly, thank you very much for having me.
Of course.
Cool.
Kroze, why do you hate Youmacon?
Oh, fuck.
Oh shit, here we go. Oh shit, here we go again.
I do not still have my Dragon Zord. I wanted my Dragon Zord. That was one of my guest, conditions. I still do not.
I don't get a budget, you don't get a Dragon Sword.
No, I've been coming here for 11 fucking years. I deserve my Dragon Zord, guys. That's the one thing I had on my rider. I don't ask for anything else. I don't ask for money. I don't ask
Has
for...
it been on your rider every
Yes,
time?
it has, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I know. It's...
You like to talk?
No?
No.
I'll just have Kroze come over if I want that.
I can talk. I can talk.
Alright, let's wrap.
And I can walk. I can walk.
That was perfect because I got the last shot that I have is you looking at his ass.